Hey friends, my name is Aubrey Guerin and I'm a Diamond Ambassador with Plexus, and I want to talk to you about something I'm very passionate about, and that is IPA, daily IPA, income producing activity. And I know there's a lot of people that see that I recruit really well and that I have a lot of success in this business, and they think, well, Aubrey's just special and I couldn't be like Aubrey. And you know what? That is 100% false. Because what I want to tell you is that I'm not special. Although what's special about me is special, and it can be special about you too. What's special about me is I realized very early on the importance of consistent daily activity. And while a lot of people may not be very consistent about doing what you need to be doing on a daily basis, I have been. And that, I believe, is what has allowed me to be so successful. So when you see me constantly recruiting, when you see me developing silvers, when you see me having success, it's not because I'm special and I have something that you don't have. It is because I am doing something that most people don't do, and that's being consistent on days that I don't feel like it, on days that things are stressful. I'm married to a minister and I have 2 special needs kids, so lots of stress here. But I learned the importance of doing the important things consistently, daily, and that's what I'm going to talk to you about today. So on our coaching call tonight, we're going to talk about what you actually are doing as a part of your IPA. But what I want to talk to you about right now is I want to help you understand the importance of the individual tasks that you're doing in your business, and the importance of doing each of them, not skipping some of them, but actually doing each of them and why they all matter in the long run. Because I feel like if you understand the process, if you understand why it matters, then it's easier to do those things when it feels hard. And once you know what to do, maybe it won't feel so hard. So tonight for our coaching call, I want you to bring your IPA sheet, which is basically just like what you use every day to make sure that you are getting all of your tasks done for your business. And we'll talk through that. But for right now, I want to give you an analogy. I want to talk about something that as women, especially, we are all familiar with, and it's a never-ending process. Now, most of us don't enjoy doing laundry. And I hope most of you enjoy your Plexus business, but there's some parallels that I can make with the laundry process that I think will help you understand how to successfully do your daily IPA. So if you think about the laundry process, you have clothes. You have to buy clothes. You have to have clothes to be able to have clothes to wash later, right? So the first step is to actually buy clothes or have clothes. The second step is to you wear the clothes, and then you take them off and you put them in the laundry basket. So that's really the catalyst for the cycle. You put them in the laundry basket, and then the next part, you put them in the washing machine. You move them from the washing machine to the dryer, and then once they're in the dryer, you take them and you fold them or you hang them up and you put them in the closet or in the drawers. Okay, so that's the laundry process. Now, here's some struggles that can happen in the laundry process, okay? You may be like us at our house, and somebody takes off their socks and lays them on the floor, and then they don't put them in the laundry basket, and so one of the cats or the dogs or one of the children takes the socks, puts them somewhere, plays with them, knocks them under the bed. Then they're missing. Guess what? If they don't go in the basket and they get lost, they don't go in the washing machine, they don't go in the dryer, they don't come out and go in the drawer, and eventually there are no more socks, and your husband or your kids are like, where are my socks? And I'm like, I don't know. There's a breakdown in the process. Okay, so that happens. Another thing that happens, sometimes if mommy's not home, then things don't go from the basket to the washing machine. If I'm here, typically I move things from the basket to the washing machine. That's not my biggest struggle, but I'll tell you what is one of my biggest struggles. Once I get them in the washing machine, sometimes I forget about them. Usually I remember the next, that evening or that next day, but sometimes it's been a few days. I forgot about them. All of a sudden I realize there's a whole bunch of clothes in the washing machine and they've been there for a few days and they don't smell great. So then I have to rewash them and start all over. Then I move them to the dryer. Sometimes the same thing happens with the dryer. I forget about them. And I'll tell you, the dryer, I'm good with. What happens after the dryer is my least favorite part. I don't like to fold clothes. I don't like to put them away. Sometimes I'll even hang them in the laundry room but not move them to the closet, and that causes a problem because we have an animal living in the laundry room and it makes smells, and then my husband's like, my clothes are smelly. Anyway, so how does that relate to your Plexus business? You understand that at each point in the laundry process, there is something important that you have to do. And if you don't do it, then the process is not going to work. And you may be saying, I have no clothes in the closet. But why? I have no clothes in the closet. Where's the disconnect? Is it because I never moved anything from the hamper to the washing machine? Or is it because they're just chilling in the washing machine and I forgot to follow up with them and put them in the dryer? You see? Or is it because I really don't like folding clothes? So I just decided, you know what? I'm not going to do that. Now, what would be really funny is if I decided, you know what? I really don't like our dryer. I don't like the way it makes me feel. I don't like the sound it makes. I don't like the person that I am when I have to deal with that dryer. And so I'm just not going to dry anything anymore. I'm just going to take the wet clothes and then I'm going to fold up the clothes and I'm going to put them in the drawer, and maybe you'll have wet socks. I don't know. Maybe they'll dry themselves. Maybe they'll be moldy, but I'm not the kind of person that dries clothes. I'm just not. Sometimes it's okay because I hang them up and they'll be all right and that'll work out, but I'm just not drying clothes. I don't like my dryer. I'm just not a clothes drying person. So in your Plexus business, in the process of working your business, there's some steps. Number 1, expanding your network, meeting new people, getting to know new people. Number 2, building relationships with those people that you've gotten to know. Number 3, asking people if they have a need for Plexus. That's kind of like the dryer, the drying issue. A lot of people, they really don't like this step. They're fine with the adding friends, getting to know people, building relationships, but they really, really, really don't want to ask people about Plexus. They don't like to feel salesy. They don't want to feel spammy. And so they don't do it. But guess what? If you skip that step, the process is going to break down. So you have to do it. Now, some people also struggle. Step number 4, after you ask, is to follow up, because we know that in sales, it takes 6 to 8, 12 touches. I don't know. The fortune's in the follow-up. It truly is. If you don't move the clothes to the dryer, if you leave them in the washing machine and forget about them, you're going to have a problem. Same thing in your Plexus business. If you do make that ask, if you do build that relationship, but then you don't follow up, you got a problem. And then, in your Plexus business, after you follow up, some of them will purchase, and then your job after that is to help provide good customer care. That's like putting the clothes back in the closet or back in the drawer, and then you start the process over again, and you teach those people how to do what you did. That's the duplication part. So expand your network, build relationships, ask if they're open to hearing about Plexus, look for a need, follow up, provide good customer care, and duplicate. You have to be doing those things every day in your Plexus business. If you are like, well, I don't like making new friends, so I'm just never going to make new friends, you're going to run out of people to talk to. If you say, I'm an introvert and I don't know what to say to people, so I'm not going to build relationships, you're going to run out of people to ask. You're going to be telling me, I don't have anyone to talk to. I've asked everybody. Well, no, but you've forgotten to do a part of the process that's important. And so every single part of that process is important, just like in the laundry process. If you skip something because you don't like it, if you don't do it the way you're supposed to do it, it's not going to work. And you're going to have a breakdown. You're not going to know where the breakdown is. So that's why we are going to start really focusing on what daily activity are you doing and how can we make that daily activity more fun for you, more efficient for you, more effective for you. So see you tonight.